welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be back at you guys again today for another video. Today's video is a one brand tutorial using all of the goodies that came in this beautiful Makeup Revolution Christmas tree. This tree was gifted to me by one of my beautiful friends, so thank you very much. You know yourself, thank you, girl. I wanted to incorporate as much products that came in that tree as possible in this tutorial. There are a few products that I use that are not actually from Makeup Revolution, but I did not, focus on them at all. So we're gonna get into it. Today's beauty on the channel is Terry. Terry is a model. She's based in London. She's absolutely fabulous. I've worked with her quite a number of times, and I love her. She's fierce. So photographers, MUAs, if you're looking for somebody fierce to work with, this is your girl. So we're starting off with the brow palette there. That's the dark palette. I've owned it a long time. I love it. I use it all the time. It's a loved one. So the next one there is the brow arch stick that actually came in the tree. First time using it. Very creamy, easy to blend. I really like it. I don't know that they do other shades, but that particular one that I use, absolutely amazing. Once the brows are done, we're going to go in and start on the eyes. So for the eyes, I decided to use the Soft X palette with Makeup Revolution. It's the first time I'm using it. I've had it for a while, never used it. I whipped it out today. Do I like the palette? Yes, I do. It's a really good palette for what it's worth. It cost me £8. That's all I'm going with there. It's called Cup of Tea. Really nice transitional color. Very easy to blend. Really surprised with the pigmentation of this palette as well. Now that next shade there is Tiramisu. Again, I had a really nice experience using that color. Easy to blend. Really pigmented. Even the shimmer shadows in the palette, guys, is really bomb. Really affordable. Good price point. So if you don't have this palette, I think you should go get it. Now I'm going in with the shade Pumpkin, and I'm just working that into the outer corner, outer crease, sort of starting to slowly build depth in the eyes there and just blending it. I'm not doing anything complicated on Terry, to be honest. It's a simple eye look. We're not building no bridges or cutting no creases, none of that crap today, okay? Now I'm going in with a mixture of Grow Old and Sparks Fly. I did not wet my brush at all for the shimmer shadow, guys, and it actually really came off. Like, color payoff was super bomb. So I can imagine if you wet your brush, it's going to be insane. So now I'm going in with the color Danger, and I'm just going to use that to add some depth or some further depth to the eyes and just, really blow that one out there. So now I'm going to go into the color, back into the color Pumpkin, and using a pencil brush, I am going to use it to blend the shimmer shades into the color Danger in the outer corner, and just help me serve as like a nice transition between both shades. So that is pretty much all I did to our eyes, to be honest. Now I'm going in with the Makeup Revolution dual liner thing, and I'm using the felt tip end of the liner. It's a double-sided eyeliner pen, and I'm just drawing a simple line basically to help me hide her lashes. And the mascara there is the Revolution Amazing Curve Mascara. It does the job. It's nothing fantastic, to be honest, but I quite liked it. It was easy to use. Yeah. So I'm prepping her eyes now with the primer, which is not from Makeup Revolution, so I didn't really want to talk about that. And whilst I let the primer set in and dry and, just do its thing, I go on to put on her lashes. So once that was done, we started on the face. Let's get into it now, shall we? So for the face, I am starting off with the Makeup Revolution Liquid Highlighter in the shade Starlight. I like these highlighters. I have a couple of them. They're really pigmented, and I like the way that it just gives you sort of like a natural radiance, like coming from underneath your foundation. You can use it on top or under. Personally, I prefer to use it under. I don't like how it, it works on top of after I've powdered my face in that. So I'm using the L'Oreal True Match today for Terry as her foundation in the shade 3N, and very basic operation right there. We're just blending it in first with the brush, and then I go in with the sponge and just really press that foundation into her skin. Now I'm using the Cover and Conceal palette, and I'm using the lightest shade in that palette to highlight Terry's face. Now this is the one product in the tree that I did not like at all. Maybe because I'm used to using a different consistency of concealers, but this particular one I did not find easy to blend at all with the sponge. I could have been better off probably using my finger or my hands, but at the time I just wasn't thinking along those lines. I'm so used to using the sponge, you know, and this one was a bit of a nightmare. The other thing about it that I did not like is it kind of settled into her lines, so it creased hella bad. So no, I'm not a fan of that one. Until I figure out a better way to use it, I will not reach for that thing again. So now I'm going to the one contour stick. This one I like. Really creamy, very easy to blend. It looked like really brown, like really warm in the tube. I thought it would come off more like a bronzer, but it didn't. It was a really nice, perfect contour shade for her. So again, apply, blend with the sponge. Very basic operation, nothing too fancy we're doing there. So once we have contoured the face with the cream product, I set her under eyes again with the product not belonging to Makeup Revolution, so I didn't talk about it in the video. I'm going back into that Amazing Curve mascara and just using that on her bottom eyelashes there, and then I go back to the double-sided eyeliner pen and use the cold side of the pen to tightline her eyes. Now I'm reaching for the Ultra Contour Palette. This is a powder palette, powder contour palette, and using the two lightest shades, I'm just going to contour her facial features. You know how we do. Very basic operation, nothing too fancy. Now, Terry's what would be her left eye on the screen. I noticed afterwards how uneven it was with the right, so I did fix it at the end, just in case anyone notices through the video and they're like, ooh, what's going on there? That's exactly what went on there. I did not notice it straight away, but I fixed it afterwards. So now I'm just going in with the Rimmel powder and just, you know, setting the whole face and blending and just toning down the contour, you know, all the good stuff that we normally like to do with the powder. So now I'm using the Sugar and Spice blush palette from Makeup Revolution, and that actually came in the tree. First time using it, I underestimated the pigment in that blush palette, honestly. I went a bit heavy handed. I was like, whoa, oh, okay, slow down. But I love it. I really like it. So now I'm using the one highlight stick, which is like a cream shimmer or cream highlighter, with my fingers, just tapping that on. I'm not a fan of using cream on top of powder, but that one worked great. It would be absolutely perfect for like an everyday glow. I totally see that working for that. Yeah, I like it. That's one I like as well. So I'm going over that with the baked highlighter in the shade Golden Light. This one I already own and I like. I've been using it for time. I have all of them. So affordable and they are great. So I sprayed her face first and then I went in with the highlighter. And then I reached back into the eyeshadow palette using the shade Fairy Lights in the inner corner of her eyes. So for her lips, I went into one of the Revolution lip lacquers. I can't remember the name of it because I chopped the box away, but I used one of the lip Euphorias and I used one of the Salvation glosses, and I just applied that to her lips, and that essentially completed the look. A lot of the products in the Christmas tree I actually loved, being the first time using it. The one that I just generally did not enjoy was the concealer palette. Until I figure out a better way to use it, I don't see myself reaching back to it in a hurry. And that pretty much completed the look. So if you made it this far, big up yourself. If you're not subscribed yet, I don't know why, hit the subscribe button. There's room for plenty over here. And I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.